everyone, and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. In the news, a suspicious person report Wednesday night resulted in the Hopkins County Sheriff's deputies catching a burglary in progress suspect at a residence south of Sulphur Springs. Deputies were dispatched at 9:36 p.m. Wednesday to a State Highway 154 South residence where a man was reportedly using a flashlight inside of a vacant house and had the hood of a vehicle up in front of the house. Deputies found a door open at the house. They entered and saw a man inside. A deputy contacted a caretaker for the house who said no one was authorized to be inside. The man claimed he entered the residence in an attempt to retrieve property belonging to him and a friend. 20-year-old Justin Tyler Strahan of Yantis was charged with burglary of a habitation. Bond for Strahan was set at $25,000. A Bowie primary school student was flown to Dallas for an injury reportedly sustained at school Wednesday morning. The student broke an arm while on the playground at the school, according to Sulphur Springs ISD Assistant Superintendent Rusty Harden. The student's parents were notified, and the child was flown in a medical helicopter to a pediatric doctor in Dallas.
It's an exciting time in Hopkins County because the World Champion Stew Contest is October 26th. Now, to get ready for that, if you want to be a cook this year, the deadline to sign up is Friday, September 13th. To keep your site, go to hopkinschamber.org for the forms. Call 903-885-6515 at the Chamber office or visit them at 110 Main Street, downtown Sulphur Springs. Now, let's talk with Leslie and Logan.
We are fully in stew season, so that means we have sent out the cook's letters. And let me say in that regard that if anyone has not received their cook's letter, or if they are interested in cooking maybe for the first time, that all of those forms are on our website, and you can print them out, fill them out, and you can email them over to me or fax them or bring them in. And so until September 13th, we'll be taking all of the cooks. That's the last day that you can keep your site from last year.
What is the website?
So the website is hopkinschamber.org.
hopkinschamber.org. And we're going to be referring to that from time to time. So that's a good way to connect.
Absolutely. All they'll need to do is click on the events tab and scroll down to the actual stew.
Okay.
And it'll take you to the page with information about the stew and all the necessary forms for either sponsorship or for cooks to sign up, including the new competition rules for the Friday night appetizer cook-off.
Okay, it's all exciting. Logan, you are the new VP?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
At the Chamber.
Just a little over a month now.
I guess you can be VP of the stew, too.
I don't know if I'm actually ready for that role just yet. I'll be honest with you.
It's really a lot. We always say we're all hands on deck for stew because it's so much. It's just all-encompassing, but it's fun and we love it.
Well, cook's letters have gone out. They have till September 13th to get that entry in.
So that's very important to understand is that you can sign up and keep your site until September 13th. At 5 o'clock that day, though, whichever sites are not spoken for become just open to the general public. And so on Monday morning, I believe that's the 16th, at 8 a.m., you can come into the Chamber and you can either switch sites if you're not happy with the site that you have, or our new cooks can pick where they want to be.
Yeah, and that's fun too.
So with it being the 50th anniversary, we're anticipating. I've had so many people coming to me and saying, I think we're going to come out of retirement for this 1 year because we want to be a part of this big celebration. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that and seeing how many cooks we can get in the park this year.
The good part about coming out of retirement, like she said, is they've introduced a new category that will be for this year only, and that is the Grand Champion Stew.
Okay.
If you are a winner, a Super Stew winner from a previous year, you can come back and enter in to compete for the 50th year Grand Champion Stew.
So if you're a first place winner, stew or chicken or whatever.
Super Stew.
Super Stew.
And it doesn't matter which kind.
That's right.
Okay. Stew or chicken.
So in
or
this
beef.
particular competition, beef is going to be pitted against chicken. So we're going to see which one will win. And so we've already had 3 of our Super Stew winners sign up. And I just can't wait to see who all does this. It's a neat thing. So Super Stew started in 1989. And so all of our first place winners from 1989 till last year are eligible to enter the Grand Champion category.
Well,
I'm so sorry, but for those who are new to stew or are unaware when we say Super Stew began as a category for the first place winners, and so they would branch off into their own category of competition. If you won first place beef or first place chicken, you branched off into the Super Stew category, and now we're making a winner's pot for the Super Stew category as well. So if you've won Super Stew, you are eligible to come in for the 50th year for this grand championship.
Well, it's sure exciting. And so there are people listening possibly who don't know why we keep saying stew and what this deal is. So we don't have time for the whole history like we were discussing before we started on the air. But Hopkins County does their own special dish. And it was cooked in a big pot, and whatever you had went in it, that was its origin. And end of school stews. And so now today we have our 50th anniversary.
Isn't it amazing that we've gotten this far? It's unusual for a food event like this to last 50 years and to continue to grow like it has. So we love being a part of that. And, you know, I think John Sellers and I had a long talk a couple of weeks ago that this is so reminiscent of the Old Settlers reunion that we used to have. And this is where all of your family members will come back. And they may come from college, they may bring their own kids, and so they all come together to be with the family and go to the stew contest.
It's what we do in Hopkins County.
It's what we do, yes.
And it's almost so big you can't even appreciate it all as much as you would like to. There's so many facets of it, which we're going to get to.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming, I would say, the day of.
So it's Stew Fest. We also have Stew Market. What else can we talk about?
What we've done is we've taken the Saturday festivities and extended it to Friday and Saturday. And we've opened up on the side of the park because we've had some businesses express interest in being over where the festivities are taking place around the stew. And so we've opened up a small market for vendors that can come in and sell craft goods or desserts. They'll be available to come in on Friday and Saturday as well. Friday night we've introduced, I wouldn't say it's a new event because it's been taking place for a long time. Friday night has kind of become the tailgating hang out, come out, guys cook wings or they cook bacon wrapped peppers, and everybody mingles around in the park and has a good time prior to the Saturday. So what we've wanted to do was open up a small cooking competition for Friday night as well for the individuals who are already out there cooking stew, are getting prepped, who are already grilling for their friends and their family. Okay. They can enter in this appetizer contest that's being brought to us by Down to Earth Services.
That's right.
And so the judges will be at the football game, so they'll turn in their boxes, we'll run them up to the judges at the football game, and we'll announce a winner, and it's a $250 prize. And you don't even have to pay to enter. You just enter in your appetizer.
So whatever you're cooking that night, you just go ahead and turn it in. Winner takes all. Just the best thing of the night wins. And so that's a $250 prize, and we're doing a side cash bet with it. So that'll be a lot of fun.
And we're going to put a concert on. We'll be following the football game. Will be a concert by Dub and the Love Machines in the park as well.
Is it a home football game?
It is a home football game this year. So it works out perfectly. I think we have, 5 class reunions that are going to be at the stew contest this year so far?
Yes, that I know of. We have 5 class reunions.
Oh, my word.
Isn't that wonderful? It's just a way to celebrate. And so
it's such an amazing festival. And for the longest time, it has been us. I've talked to a couple of the local hotels, and it's not a huge draw from a tourist standpoint right now. So we have 8,000 people, 8,000 Hopkins County residents, Sulphur Springs people who've been showing up to this. And our goal is to take it to the next step to turn this into an event where people from our region travel in, stay the weekend with us, and enjoy a Friday night football game and a cooking competition, then enjoy the stew on Saturday, then mill around and shop with us Saturday evening.
Sounds like you've got a perfect recipe.
Oh, maybe.
Food festivals are trending very, very hard right now. It's an opportunity for Sulphur Springs to showcase itself and the progressive work that we've done, not only with our downtown, but with our parks and our businesses in general.
We have so much to offer.
Absolutely, yes. You know, I can't tell you how many times just coming into the chamber, people will come in and say, I didn't know this was here, and I'm sad that it took me so long to get here. And so,
I hear it.
I know, I do too, every day. I mean, we just hear that all the time more than anything else. And so we love that.
Stew is on what date?
Saturday, October 26th. One thing we need to say about that, and I say it every time, that stew service begins at 10:45. Don't come at 12 o'clock and think that you'll be able to get stew, because here's the thing. When we say, go ahead, cook, start serving your stew, it's gone within 30 minutes probably. So.
And don't eat a big breakfast.
No, don't eat a big breakfast. The cooks sure eat a big breakfast, but don't eat a big breakfast before you come out there.
We love stew so much we practically have it for breakfast, but it's a morning serving time. So really, things wrap up shortly after.
They do. So we try to announce the winners of the contest right about 12:30. With there being so many pots, we've struggled the last few years because the judges are making hard decisions. It's a little hard to get them in. Just our goal is 12:30. Sometimes it runs a little closer to 1, but we keep that as our target no matter.
And there's prizes there too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We celebrate stew in Hopkins County. Celebrate is a very good theme for us, Sulphur Springs and Hopkins County. But stew is very close to our hearts and very precious to us. And thank you for carrying that heritage, like you said, a step further.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. We do want to encourage cooks to get their letters back to us for registration. We've already had half a dozen first-time cooks already show up. So we've got people vying. They want their spots.
Yes.
And so our goal is to hit 200 teams this year, which will be the largest competition ever. Last year was the largest, I think, in regards to teams.
We were at 174 last year.
And so we have created enough spaces now for over 200 teams on the north side of Buford Park.
If you don't know what we're talking about, come out and see. At least be there on Stew Day, October 26th, or put together a team and get in there, jump in there.
Absolutely. We're having some fun things happen this year. The Silver Springs High School theater team has decided that they're interested and they wanted to cook. So they found Down to Earth Services is going to sponsor them. And so they're going to, the kids, they're going to cook up some stew. So we'll see how that goes. But we're starting to see these stories unfold of different people that are like, I've been wanting to do it. It's the 50th anniversary. We're going to go for it this year. So.
And we are more than willing to help guide someone in the right direction.
Okay.
Just the stuff that they need, point them in the direction how they can acquire a cast iron cauldron pot that they'll need for cooking. Any help that we can give as the chamber to encourage and promote and push this event to make it even better and bigger. We're open ears.
It's good.
So the chamber office is where?
So we are located at 110 Main Street. And so we are right on Celebration Plaza now.
And the website, your website, hopkinschamber.org.
Correct.
And do you want phone calls?
Absolutely.
Okay. That number?
885-6515.
6515. And any or all those ways you can reach the Chamber, Hopkins County Chamber of Commerce, and find out what you need to know about anything going on in Hopkins County, Sulphur Springs, and this stew thing, this stew fest.
That's absolutely right.
This stew cook-off.
Yeah. 50
world
times.
Champion.
World champion.
Yeah.
Stew cook-off. This is number 50.
Thank you both for coming in. And there's so much more we want to find out about the latest happenings at our Chamber of Commerce office, which has a new location. We're just about out of time on this, but if you'll stick around, I think we'll have time to talk again.
Okay, very good.
So with about a minute left, is there anything more that we can bring out? I know Leslie is CEO of the Chamber. We now have a vice president.
That's right.
You have a staff.
Yes.
You have your incubator offices.
Absolutely, we do. I mean,
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Get involved and find out what you can find out from our chamber. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
The truth is, we like being busy and we like being out there working for our businesses. So if that involves us kind of laying some different groundwork, we're really excited about doing that. So we're in definitely a new time at the Chamber, definitely a time of innovation and some big dreams that we've been dreaming about. And we kind of kept to ourselves for a long time because we were afraid to say them out loud, and finally got brave enough to say them out loud, and now we're living them. And so,
I know, then it happens.
Absolutely.
And you've got a guy on board too.
Yeah, and that's great because he'll do all the hard work.
The heavy lifting.
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
Well, CEO of the Chamber,
Yes.
Leslie Brown, and our new Vice President of the Chamber,
Yes, ma'am.
Logan Vaughn.
Yes, ma'am.
And welcome to this job. And I know you're busy doing many things, and right now the focus is on stew.
That's right.
But always the focus is on business and cultivating new business and helping existing business.
That's exactly right. So, we moved out of our building at 300 Conley Street on January 18th of this year, and just this week we have moved into our new location. So we've been a little out of pocket.
Did the rain have anything to do with that?
Absolutely, yes, because we were waiting on a construction project from the county, and they couldn't get started just because it rained absolutely so much at the end of 2018, and so that was definitely our delay. But we're finally there. Our boxes are not unpacked, and we do not have anything on the walls. But and I hope it happens before Stew. I don't know when it's going to happen, but we're working on it for sure every day.
Well, there's a lot of projects you have in place and more to come, but Stew Contest on Saturday, October 26th will, when that's wrapped up, will actually free you up to many other things. And you don't have a huge staff.
No, we have 2.5.
2.5.
Yes. So
Okay.
Kathy Williams is still with us. She comes in 3 days a week, usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and she's great about welcoming people to Hopkins County. I mean, it's what she does better than anything else, and we love having her do that.
And she knows everybody that's already here.
Yeah, yes, she does seem to know everyone.
She's our local legend. She is.
Yeah.
She can spin a rope, too. She's
what I
still a
hear.
cowgirl at heart.
A couple of years ago at this stew, she picked up something and started twirling it around and pretending to be a drum major.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it was great.
she is. She's phenomenal. And so then the two of you and Kathy, is that 2.5? No.
Yeah,
Then you
that's-
have other
That's it.
phone answerers?
No,
Okay.
it's just us.
Do you have ambassadors?
Absolutely. So that's the truth about the chamber. We would not be able to do what we do without our board of 18 and our ambassadors that are probably 20 deep.
Okay.
And these are just people that are so willing and wonderful to volunteer their time to be a part of the chamber. We are always looking for additional ambassadors. It's also the time of the year that we're starting to look at the board for next year, and we do have some vacancies. So if anyone's interested in being a part of something like that, I always encourage you to be an ambassador first, and then kind of move up onto the board. And so it's something that I'd love to visit with anyone about if they had an interest.
Okay. They used to wear these good-looking jackets.
Yes, we don't do that
Okay, we
anymore.
don't?
No, no.
Actually, I don't even remember the jackets.
Yeah.
That's
I think they were
before my
red.
time.
They're red. We have one in the office,
Okay.
and they also had some vests. And so they were also red vests. And a few years ago, we took canvases and we took every Stew T-shirt and we put it on a canvas. And also, I put one of those vests on a canvas, and so it was just kind of playing tribute to that. And so that's a lot of fun. We don't do that anymore. We just have fancy name tags.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
real nice, too. Well, the chamber is very active and runs real deep in the histories of all the businesses here and those who are being incubated.
That's right. So we're able to offer. This is all about having the new building, and these dreams that I was talking about are these little incubators that we are able to offer. And I'm not talking about chickens. I'm talking about baby businesses that have maybe become too big to be at their house, or maybe they don't want to meet people at their home, but they're not quite ready to go out on their own and get a huge space and the lease that comes along with it. So they're able to come in and lease an office from us, and it includes all of their utilities and some copies and their internet. And it just allows them to be completely functional at a low cost. And we've named it the Grow and Go program.
Did you learn this from some other chambers or some?
I didn't learn it from another chamber. A good friend of mine actually kind of planted this seed a little bit, and just thinking maybe the chamber should do that. And at first I thought, let me kind of work that out in my head. And so then I began to really be passionate about the idea of the chamber being the ones to mentor and start these baby businesses. Let's get them and help them get the right information to get off on the right start. So many baby businesses will close just within the first couple of years. In fact, the statistics on it are frightening, actually. And so what a perfect relationship with the chamber and these brand new businesses to be able to do that.
I think it's a great idea, too. So part of your floor space in the new building at 110 Main Street is the incubator offices.
Yes.
And the rest of it, you have a little more elbow room than you used to have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would say that we use about 2/3 of the facility that we acquired with 1/3 of it being for the incubator or the Grow and Go program. But we're also now, for our chamber members, they have the capability, we have 2 conference rooms. We have a small meeting room, and then we have a larger conference room that anyone who's a member of the Chamber of Commerce has rights to come and use those.
Free of charge.
Yes, free of charge if scheduling permits for them to come in, host meetings and functions. We're talking with some of the local dining establishments downtown to be able to provide catering. If someone needed to have an all-day business meeting at our facility, we'll be able to partner them up with another member of the Chamber of Commerce to come in and help them with what they need.
Well, as business evolves, as our town evolves, other things need to evolve too.
Sure.
And the Chamber's always been very deep in helping in very practical, hands-on ways. And so here's another example.
Absolutely. We just wanted to be able to offer absolutely everything that we can. And we loved our old building and we loved our location of it. We had such a great view and we were sad about it. I don't know how we'll give this view up. We had the city hall, right out our windows. And so I always called it a quirky little building, but that was its charm. It used to be an old Texaco station, and I loved the history of it. However, I would say that we absolutely outgrew it. We had 1,000 square feet in there, including the conference room and the bathroom. And so we are now enjoying 4,000 square feet, and we have some room to grow. So,
one of the things that you do at the Chamber, and always have, even prior to you've been the CEO for 4 years.
Yes.
Our previous chamber managers, stew has been a big thing.
Absolutely.
Hopkins County stew. And I know we talked about that before, but just to bring that in, the chamber's aspect of it, you've cultivated that and incubated that till it is a whopper now for its 50th year.
It is going to be a whopper. That's a good way to put it. We're excited about that. If there's one big thing, we've been looking forward to this for a long, long time.
I think that the stew for us and the stew for the town is that beacon light to draw people in. And that's what we want to showcase. That's our role as the chamber, is to showcase the businesses in the community of Hopkins County. And for us, this is the platform. This is our time for us and the entire town and our community to gather around to draw people in, to see how beautiful our town is and how we celebrate together. And it's just a unique opportunity that we're going to capitalize on in the form of working together to get the message out there about Sulphur Springs.
Well, just 2 more small things that I want to ask you. One is, it lends itself, your work here for businesses and the community lends itself a little bit over to tourism. Of course, you're inviting people, and there are reasons why we want them to come to town. And there are chambers of all sizes across our great state. Little bitty ones smaller than us, and those who take on all kinds of different projects in the community. But what is our mission? What is our statement? What is it we plan to do?
Our mission is just that we are hoping to help make this place, Hopkins County, a better place to live. And so that means better business. It means better life quality. We just want this to be the place that when you come here, you feel like it's home. And so, that's one thing that you're going to get every time you come into the chamber. I've had people say to me when they've come in, I went to the chamber and they asked me why on earth I would consider working or moving here, and I can't believe that somebody would say that. And so it's just so effortless and easy for us to welcome people here because it's a wonderful place. And that's something you're going to get at the chamber every time you come in. Is a welcoming, we would love to have you here. Let me tell you all about it. And we have a lot to brag about. And so, we want people to know that this is a good place to be.
Well, thank you, Leslie and Logan, for sharing with us today. And be sure and visit our new Chamber of Commerce building at 110 Main Street.
That's right. We're getting some signs put up today, so people should be able to find us pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And
come see us. We'll give you the nickel tour.
That's right.
Thank you both. We'll see you downtown.
Thank you.
In sports, the Wildcats football team has their only scrimmage of the preseason Thursday night at Liberty Ilo in Texarkana. The varsity Wildcats getting underway at 7 p.m. Earlier, the JV and freshman teams scrimmaged. The Liberty Ilo Leopards are coached by a former Wildcat, Clint King, son of former Wildcats head football coach Chuck King. Wildcats football coach Greg Owens says the Wildcats are ready to hit somebody else. He says he wants to see how his team reacts against another team. Coach Owens says the Wildcats are at a slight disadvantage since LE already has one scrimmage under their belt. He counters that the Wildcats did have spring football workouts. Coach Owens says the scrimmage will be a lot like a regular game. However, both teams will be fair catching balls on kicks, and teams will also whistle their quarterback down to avoid big hits on the signal callers. The Wildcats have scrimmaged Liberty ILO for several years now. Coach Owens says he likes to go up against them because they have a lot of speed. He adds they have an athletic quarterback, fast running backs, and big, tall receivers. Wildcats offensive linemen will be going up against an even front, the 4-2-5 defense most of the time, but also will be called on to block both odd and even fronts. At LE Thursday night, fans will be asked to make a voluntary donation to support the Texas High School Coaches Association Benevolence Fund. It's called Our Day to Shine. The fund is for players and coaches who are experiencing hardships, such as players who have suffered serious injuries. The big asset of any scrimmage is the videotape that is recorded, and Friday at meetings, Wildcat coaches will be breaking down that tape and discussing it with the players. The Wildcats will then take Friday and Saturday off, but they will be returning next Monday to begin work in earnest to open the season Friday week at Gerald Prim Stadium against Frisco Wakeland. This is the fourth year for the Wildcats to lose a week of August practice and one of their scrimmages due to having spring football. But Wildcats coaches are getting used to it, and they continue to have spring football because they think it is beneficial for them to do so. Of course, the main goal of any scrimmage is to come out of it without any injuries. In volleyball news, the Sulphur Bluff Lady Bears won a couple of recent matches against North Hopkins. The two teams met in a gold bracket game in a North Hopkins tournament last Saturday, and Sulphur Bluff won 2-1. Score was 24-26, 25-22, and 25-20. Tuesday, the two teams faced off at Sulphur Bluff, and the Lady Bears won again 3-1. Score was 16-25, 26-24, 25-22, and 25-21. For the Lady Bears, freshman Skylar Stanley had 4 blocks and 6 kills. Senior Ann Dorner had 4 service points and 5 kills. Senior Delina Di Donato had 3 service aces, 6 service points, and 5 kills. Tori Rainey had 7 service points, 3 service aces, and 2 kills. Jada Wade had 2 service points and 2 kills. Setter Allie Colette had 16 assists, 1 kill, and 6 service points. Sierra C.J. Johnson had 5 service points. Hannah Bird had 3 service points, and libero Angel Brown had 3 service points and 19 digs. And that's Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. Thank you for joining me, and so long, everybody.
Bye.